Hello, welcome to second PUC History online classes. I'm here to discuss with you for second PUC History of your upcoming supplementary examination. Guys, before we move ahead, we'll have a question paper discussion. As we know that your question paper contains 100 marks. In part A, you will have 1 mark questions. So you will have 10 questions, you need to answer all, so it contains 10 marks. Your part B contains 2 marks question. You will have 12 questions. Out of 12, you need to answer any 10. And your part C contains 5 marks. 8 questions will be asked and you have to answer any 6. It follows your part D. Your part D has mark work, so you have to mark the places and you have to give explanation of those places. So for marking 5 marks and for giving explanation of mark work, you have 5 marks. So totally you will have 10 marks in your hand. It follows your part E. So here you will have 10 mark questions. So 4 questions will be asked. Out of 4 you have to answer any 2. So you have 20 marks. And part F, here you have the match the following and chronological order. For match the following, you need to have match it in your order. You will have 5 marks. And for chronological, you have to arrange it in their order. So you will have 5 marks. So 5 plus 5, you have 10 marks. Guys, in history scoring is very easy. So you have to answer, if you answer 1 marks, 2 marks, match the following, chronological order, mark work, you will have more than your passing package in your hand. So 1 mark you will have 10 marks and 2 marks you will have 20 marks. So 30 marks you got over there, and once you come to mark work you will have 10 marks again. Here it is 40, and match the following and chronological order again 10 marks, so 50. So your passing package is just 35, but you can score more than 35, that is 50 marks. Guys, now in this video I'll be discussing with the most expected questions for your examinations. So we'll see here, we'll discuss the 1 5 mark questions and 1 10 mark questions. So the 5 mark questions I'm going to discuss now. Explain the social conditions of Aryans. I hope you remember this. So in the 4th chapter, we will be having for 5 mark questions, explain the social conditions of Aryans. So you have to explain the social conditions of Aryans. So here I'll be giving you the keywords. With the help of keywords, you can make points. Well, we'll start. As we know that during Vedic period, joint family system was in existence, right? So there are 2 kinds of family system. The one we have is nuclear family, the other we have is joint family. So nuclear family contains husband and wife and children. So once we come to joint family, it is very large in size. So it contains parents, grandparents, children and close blood relatives. So here it is very large number. So during Vedic period, we had joint family system. So joint family system you have to remember. This is your first keyword. And we'll move on to the next point. The eldest male member was the head of the family and was called Kulapati or Grihapati. So here you need to remember Kulapati. During Vedic period, whoever will be the eldest member in that particular family was he was considered as head of the family and he was called Kulapati or Grihapati. So you have to underline Kulapati. And their status of woman was very high and they had the equal rights with men. They were not lesser than men comparatively to men. So women were not at all lesser than anywhere. So they were enjoying the equal rights. So yeah, here you have to remember the keyword, that is status of woman. And once we move on to the other points, as we know that ashramas, so it is very important for 2 mark questions as well. So life of an individual is divided into 4 stages that are called ashramas. They are brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means student life. Grihastha means married life. Then vanaprashistha. Vanaprashistha means retirement to forest life. And the last one is sannyasa. These are the 4 stages a human will come across in his life. I'll repeat: brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprashistha and sannyasa. Guys, it's very important. Even for 2 mark questions also they will ask, write any 2 ashramas of Aryans. So you can write any 2, whether it may be brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprashistha or sannyasa. So you can pick any 2 for 2 marks question. Now we understood what kind of family system they had and what will be called for the eldest male member of the family and how was the status of woman, right? Now we'll just understand what was the food they were consuming. Food habits of Aryans were, they were consuming wheat, rice, barley, vegetables, fruits, milk. These are the food products which was consumed by Aryans. I'll repeat: wheat, rice, barley, vegetables, fruits and vegetables. So that you can remember here the keyword is food. So you under food you have to write all these points. These are the food habits of Aryans. And once we move on to the games and amusement of Vedic people, their games and amusement was gambling, chariot racing, horse racing, music, dancing, right? So these were the amusements of Vedic people. They were gambling, chariot racing, horse racing, music and dancing. So out of this you can write any 2 to 3 games. This is all about the social conditions of Aryans. Guys, it is for 5 mark questions. So minimum you have to write 7 points and maximum you can write 10 points. So this covers 5 mark questions, that is as social conditions of Aryans. I'll just repeat. So during Vedic period, joint family system was in existence. So they had joint family, not the nuclear family. And second one, if it comes, so the eldest male member, so whoever was the eldest male member of the family, they were considered as head of the family and they were called Kulapati or Grihapati. During those periods, the status of women was very high. They were nowhere lesser than men. Then the life of individual is divided into 4 stages. They are brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprashistha and sannyasa. These were the 4 stages each individual come across. And their food habits: wheat, rice, barley, vegetables, fruits and milk. These were the food products which was consumed by Aryans. And finally, the games and amusement of Vedic people, they are gambling, horse racing, chariot racing, dancing and music, etc. So you can pick any 3 and you can write. I hope you understood. If you have any doubt, so please feel free to call me so that I'll be explaining. Guys, in the previous slide, we have discussed 5 mark questions. Now we'll move ahead 10 mark questions. Explain the life and teachings of Gautama Buddha. Very most expected questions for your exam. Either these questions will be asked or Sir M. Vishveshwaraya is called the maker of modern Mysore. From this, any one questions will be asked compulsorily in your exam. Now we'll discuss life and teachings of Buddha. We'll see Gautama Buddha's early life. Gautama Buddha was the founder of Buddhism. As we know that the founder of Buddhism was Gautama Buddha. Without Gautama Buddha, Buddhism religion won't be existed. So the founder of Buddhism was Gautama Buddha. Gautama Buddha was born at Lumbini Garden in Nepal in the year of 563 BCE. Where was Gautama Buddha born and when he was born? For 2 more questions they will ask. He was born at Lumbini Garden, now in Nepal in the year of 563 BCE. His name was Siddhartha. Gautama Buddha's original name was Siddhartha. After he attained enlightenment, his name came to be known as Gautama Buddha, but his original name was Siddhartha. His parents were Shuddhodana and Mayadevi. Shuddhodana and Mayadevi were the parents of Gautama Buddha. Who were the parents of Gautama Buddha? Shuddhodana and Mayadevi. For 2 more questions again. Who were the parents of Gautama Buddha? That is Shuddhodana and Mayadevi. At the age of 16, he was married to a princess, Yashodhara. He was married to a princess, Yashodhara, at the age of 16. After that, a son was born to them who was named Rahula. His son name was Rahula. According to Jataka's story, it says that Siddhartha walked out of the palace. He saw 4 scenes over there. The first scene he met old man, second one a sick man, third one a funeral procession, and finally a sage. These are the 4 scenes he met in his life. After that, he wanted to find out root cause for sorrow, because in the first 3 scenes he found only sorrows and sufferings. That is an old man, sick man, funeral procession. All these 3 scenes he found only sorrows and sufferings. But at the last scene, that is sage, he found happiness in the 4th. So Siddhartha was very curious to know the root cause for sorrow. So why people will get sorrowness? For that, he decided to renounce worldly life. He renounced his wife, child, parents and kingdom to find out the root cause for sorrows. This event is known as Great Renunciation. Which are the things he renounced? He renounced his wife, child, parents and kingdom. This event is known as Great Renunciation. Siddhartha attained enlightenment under a papal tree at Gaya at the age of 35. Where did Siddhartha attain enlightenment? Under a papal tree at Gaya at the age of 35. Then onwards he came to be known as Buddha. His early name was Siddhartha. After his enlightenment, he came to be known as Gautama Buddha. Guys, in first PUC we studied Christianity and Islam chapter. We know that cross is the symbol of Christianity. Same way, star and crescent is a symbol of Islam. So now here we are going to understand the symbol of Buddhism. Dharma Chakra is the symbol of Buddhism. What is the symbol of Buddhism? Dharma Chakra. Dharma Chakra is a symbol of Buddhism. Now we'll move on to the teachings of Buddha. Gautama Buddha preached 4 basic principles. They are Satya, Ahimsa, Hasteya and Brahmacharya. The first one is Satya. Satya means truthfulness. We have to speak truth. Ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. We are not supposed to violence any animals, plants and trees. Hasteya. Hasteya means non-stealing. So, these are the principles which Gautama Buddha preached. And the next one is very important, noble truths of Gautama Buddha. Worldly life is full of sorrow. We know that this worldly life is full of sorrow. And the second one is desire is the root cause for sorrow. If we want to accomplish something, if we couldn't do it, obviously we will get sadness, right? So, desire is the root cause for sorrowness. Third, he says that when desire ceases, rebirth ceases. And the fourth one is desire can be overcome. These are the noble truths of Gautama Buddha, very important. And the lastly, we say Hastanga Marga. So these are the things we need to follow in our life. That is Hastanga Marga. They are right faith, right thought, right conduct, right effort, right livelihood. Out of this, you can take any 2. Even this will be expected for 2 marks. Very important. They will ask, explain mention any 2 of the noble truths preached by Buddha. Mention any 2 of the noble truths preached by Buddha. They are right faith, right thought, right conduct, right effort. Lastly, we know that Buddha attained Parinirvana at Kushinagara in UP at the age of 18. 1 mark question again. Where did Buddha attain Parinirvana? He attained Parinirvana at Kushinagara in UP at the age of 80. These are the points you need to remember for explain the life and teachings of Buddha. Very important. I'll just repeat. Firstly, you need to remember who was the founder of Buddhism. Gautama Buddha was the founder of Buddhism. Where was Gautama Buddha born? He was born at Lumbini Garden, now in Nepal, in the year of 563 BCE. So, Gautama Buddha's original name was Siddhartha. Shuddhodana and Maya Devi were the parents of Gautama Buddha. At the age of 16, he married to a princess, Yashodhara. Then after, a son was born to them who was named Rahula. So Jataka story says that he will be meeting 4 scenes in his life. The first scene is old man, then sick man, funeral procession and sage. All the first 3 scenes he found only sorrows and sufferings, but at the last stage he found happiness. So then onwards he decided he wanted to find out the root cause for sorrow. So he renounced in his life his wife, child, kingdom and parents. This event is known as Great Renunciation. So where did Gautama Buddha attain enlightenment? Pipal tree at Gaya. Very important. Now if we come to the symbol of Buddhism, that is Dharma Chakra is the symbol of Buddhism. Teachings of Buddha were worldly life is full of sorrow, desire is the root cause for sorrow. Lastly, you have to remember Where did Buddha attain Parinirvana? He attained Parinirvana at Kushinagara in UP at the age of 80. Only these are the points you have to focus on your exam. With the help of these key points, you can make your own sentences. I hope this video is worth.